everybody. Welcome to another edition of NCW, also known as New Comic Wednesday. If you haven't been with us before, we chat for a few minutes every Wednesday about Zenescope's newest releases. If you don't know who I am your NCW host, Amber. And we're so glad that you could join us here today for a very special edition of NCW, also known as No Comic Wednesday. So it's going to be very interesting. We don't know what we're going to talk about. Now I have a total plan. For everybody. Hi, everybody. So excited. And this is a special edition besides that of NCW because there's actually a VCon tonight. So you are going to get to see a lot of the team just in a couple of hours. And I expect everybody to be back for that exact thing. If you haven't been with us before, like I said, we chat for a few minutes every Wednesday about Zenescope's news releases, but there are no new releases today. But if there were new releases, you would head to Zenescope.com, you would press new comics, you would press new releases, and it would show you everything that has released this past week as well as other weeks before that. Hi. I love when you guys all say hi. It gets me really excited. On top of that, don't forget to make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss any, NCWs, any VCons, Coffee with Casey and Noah, any of the other shows that we have. So as we said, don't forget to like and subscribe and push the notification bell. Where you can get our newest releases besides on Zenescope.com, you can also go to your local comic shop. Chuck, this is going to be a short edition of NCW, so you're going to regret saying more like 30 to 45 minutes. But on top of that, you can always get it at your local comic shop. And if they don't carry Zenescope, make sure that you ask them that they do, so we can have it from here on out. Wow. Okay, so you guys ready to kind of dive in and find out what we're talking about today? I feel like my other sleeve is weird, so I'm fixing that. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about some past graphic novels that we have, and I'm going to go through an overview of other stuff that is coming up, as well as some announcements that I would like to make. So, number one, like I said before, make sure that you join us for Spring Break VCon later today. That will be taking place starting at, I believe, 6:30. I know Casey will pop up the graphic. Thank you. It starts at 6 o'clock. Sometimes we do the 6:30 to 8:30 thing. I'm like, oh, what's happening? Don't know. But it's going to be 6 p.m. So you guys will get to join us for that. And then again, tomorrow for St. Patrick's Day, it's going to be 1 to 5. And everybody's going to be drinking, as I'm sure you all will. Not our staff, obviously. We're professionals, okay? But I know that you guys will. And I'm laughing because I see Casey smiling in the background because she knows that she's going to drink anyway. We say we're not going to, and then we do it anyway. So, it's all up in the air from there. Okay, so let's dive in. Casey, are you going to drink White Claws on St. Patrick's Day? I know, you can do better than that. Are we going to be drinking some Guinnesses, some JMOs, some Baileys? I don't know. I'm just reading the comments. You guys are so funny. So I have to make an announcement to everybody because you're going to say, where is Amber at the VCon tonight? And so I might as well tell you before. So we'll not be joining for the VCon this upcoming time. I have moved to part-time hours. So I'm still going to be doing NCW through the end of the month, and then we'll kind of go from there and see. But you're still going to be able to see me at conventions. You're going to see me at the VIP West Coast event and every so often, but I will not be joining, for the most part, our VCons moving forward. But I know that they're in capable hands with Jay and Noah and Casey and Ralph. And it's kind of a bummer because who's going to fight with Jay if I'm not there? But I know that Casey will hold up the mantle and she will argue on behalf. And, maybe she'll argue for Dallas. Maybe she's gonna fight for Dallas. Maybe she's gonna turn on the Sixers because they lost the Nets by over 20 points. I don't know. Stay tuned. You'll find out on the VCon. But yes, I'm gonna miss you guys so much. But for now, you'll see me at least through the Wednesdays through the end of the year, which will mark, or through the end of the month, which will mark our 1 year anniversary for NCW. I know Casey won't be me because she will stick up for Philly teams, and you know that I love to destroy Philly teams. No, I'm kidding. I love Philly. I live here, obviously. But yeah, I'm sure that the VCon's still going to be so much fun for you guys. And it's going to be, and I'm not really leaving Zenescope, Chuck. I'm just moving to part-time. I will still be at the conventions. I will still be at the VIP event. So don't you worry about any of that. And you know, if you guys do want to make sure that you get your amber fill, like make sure that you come to the VIP event. And so that's what I'll, no, there's going to be NCW covers after this. The collectible, NCW is not dying, people. NCW very much still exists. I'll be doing it at least through March. Maybe I'll keep doing it depending on, you know, my availability and other people's availability. This is, but I am still here. I just want to reiterate because I'm reading the comments. I still am here. NCW still exists. I still love you guys. We're still going to hang out in person. So I appreciate that. I really appreciate that with you guys. Okay, so let's talk about some of the things that we're going to talk about now that we've had our sad moment. That wasn't really sad because I'm really not actually leaving, but that's fine. So I'm going to actually dive in and talk a little bit about some of our graphic novels. And I put some of the titles in the back end, Casey, and I was uploading banners as I went, but I ran out of space. So I didn't get to put everything that I wanted to put, which is unfortunate. And I didn't get to put the covers that I all wanted to put because we ran out of space, but that's okay. But we've had a lot of really good graphic novels come out lately, and we have a lot of really good old graphic novels. And I think that it's a good time to dive into, like, a lot of people ask, well, how do I get started with a character? Where should I go from here? What's the origin story? Everything else. So let's start with number one, and Casey will maybe go on the fly, or maybe I'll just talk about them. But if you want to start with Van Helsing, you're going to want to start with Van Helsing, The Darkness and the Light. That was written by Pat Chan. That will give you essentially Van Helsing's origin story, although it is not her first appearance, but at least gives you here's the 101 on Van Helsing. This is how she came to be. This is her relation to, obviously, the Van Helsing that most people know, and, you know, the differences from there. So that is the 101 that you're not going to want to miss on The Darkness and the Light. So again, we will, if you want to start with Van Helsing, that is a great place to start. And if you want to get the entire Van Helsing storyline, what you're going to do is you can go right now to our web store and buy the Kickstarter that we had last year, which is Van Helsing box set. Or if you wait until going to a convention, we'll have a special convention price for it. And that will literally give you, 9 complete stories of Van Helsing. And obviously she has an ongoing series. So for those who don't know, we always have basically a Van Helsing storyline come out like every month, bi-monthly usually. So that is your place to start with Van Helsing. Oh, Erin, yeah. So you're seeing lots of comments. What the comments are is that I will not be on the VCon tonight because I've moved to some part-time hours, but I will still be doing NCW through March, and then we'll go from there. So I'll be here for our 1-year anniversary, but obviously you can see that, so wanted to move forward. So, okay. So Van Helsing, Darkness and the Light, origin story of Van Helsing. Great way to start with that character. Next story is Robyn Hood. And this is really easy. If you go onto our website and you type in Robyn Hood origin, there you go. That is the origin story. It's $15.99. It was written by Pat Chan. We also always bring origin story graphic novels to our convention, so people know where to start with our characters. But this will give you the one-on-one of Robyn Hood, how she loses her eye, how, she has these talents and skills. So if you've never read Robyn Hood before, a great place to start, obviously, is her origin story written by Pat Chan. And Robyn Hood actually has a handful of, graphic novels as well. And I don't want to say this because I don't want to be foreshadowing, but obviously there was a box set of Van Helsing and she had a lot of graphic novels. So maybe we can one day hope for a Robyn Hood, box set as well. So again, if you want to start with Van Helsing, The Darkness and the Light, if you want to move on to Robyn Hood Origins, On top of that, your origin story, which I didn't get to make a banner for, sorry, Casey, was Belle Beast Hunter. So if you want to know the origins of our wonderful character, Belle, and how she came to be, she actually just celebrated her 25th issue just about a month ago and has had an issue since then. It will give you the one-on-one on how, again, Belle discovered her powers, how she has a connection to the beast, and the other mythical parts that are part of her family. So you'll want to make sure that you get Belle Beast Hunter to start her storyline as well, written by our own Dave Franchini. So, fun fact, as you guys know, but if you've never been with us before, you wouldn't know, that Dave has written all of our Belle storylines. So that is super, super awesome. On top of those, so those are our three biggies, our three big origin story characters that people always ask for. But maybe you're just in the mood to read just a complete story. It's going to be just from start to finish. You get to meet the character, you get to see the characters going through, and you go from there. So that situation would be for a couple of stories, like Mangoat and the Bunnyman, which came out last year. If you guys don't know Mangoat and the Bunnyman, it was our sold out #1 issue from last year. It collects issues 1 through 3. It was written by our own Joe Brusha. It's only $10, which is super cheap for a graphic novel, especially one where the first issue sold out. So it's a great place to start. But basically, it's two creatures, who maybe are, like Bigfoot. They could exist, they could not exist, but they exist in this storyline, and they also fight crime behind the scenes. And if you guys tuned into NCW last week, you did know that our own Ralph Tedesco is currently writing All Guts, No Glory, and All Guts, No Glory has a teaser for a future connection to Mangoat and the Bunnyman. So we know it lives in the same universe. If you want to learn a little bit more about that universe, but you haven't read Mangoat and the Bunnyman, then you're going to have to make your way and read that. And then as you read All Guts, No Glory, then when you read the third behind, then you'll get the full up from it, which will be really, really awesome. So that is another one of our graphic novels. I'm running through graphic novels. Okay, our latest graphic novel, which came out just a few weeks ago, was also written by Ralph, and that was Unbound. And Unbound is much like our own Ready Player One story. I don't want to spoil it. You can go back and watch our interview where we dive in, collects issues 1 through 5, and we tease that there will potentially be a sequel. I don't know, maybe there'll be a prequel. Maybe it'll be one of the prequels. Maybe I'll finally get my prequel storyline of Unbound. But yep. So Unbound, you'll get a whole interview breakdown of that. It's $19.99. It's a very virtual reality. I don't want to spoil too much, but it does involve a bounty hunter and maybe some sketch things that are happening that are somehow also connected to the real world. So if you want insights on that, you can go back and watch my interview a couple of weeks from then. Chuck, I am seeing the Zenny Awards will be announced during the Zennies. So that, I believe, is March 23rd. I don't know if Casey has a graphic to pop up in the background, but I'm not going to talk. I didn't add the Courier graphic novel to talk about, Chuck, but I should have added that to my list. I added actually a lot of books by Ralph now that I'm thinking about it, because the next book I added was The Watcher, which I also talked about on NCW a couple of weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago now. $12.99, written by our own Ralph Tedesco again. This is a storyline that I love. This cover. This cover is so creepy. And I feel this breaks a lot of what people usually think of Zenescope covers. This is just a terrifying cover. And I feel like it doesn't necessarily tease exactly what's going on in this story, But yeah, so The Watcher, if you want a good insight on that, again, a story, as I mentioned, where you start, from start to finish. That's right. Victoria did co-write that. And we did talk about it on that episode of NCW. So I don't know if Casey wrote that in the comments or Ralph did, because I forgot to mention that. So that's on me, my B. Wow. I'm just flying through graphic novels here right now. Oh, another origin story for a character is No Tomorrow, written by our own Raven Gregory. That's $20. That gives you the Carrie's origin story, gives a very, very good breakdown of her character, and then, kind of gives why she's dark and why things went the way that they went. And if you go back and you end up watching again previous NCWs, we dive a little bit into it. We did do a 101 panel about her before, which gives more backstory on her origin. But on top of that, then the stories that have come out since, you know, Pat did a sequel and that dropped just in November, which gives more light on her character because she pops up in not all of, but like 85% of the Grim Tales of Terror storylines. But she is, you know, we don't get any, like, she just pops up very ominously. She's like, ooh, don't do this thing, or this thing might be coming. And then she like pieces out real fast. So yeah, that was my next recommendation. I think I ran through all of the graphic novels I was going to talk about. I told you it's going to be a really short NCW. This was more, you know, if you want to be up to date on all of our graphic novels, what you'll want to do is you'll want to subscribe to our graphic novel subscription. Our next graphic novel that will be coming out, I believe, will be a double-sized graphic novel, but don't quote me on that. And that will be Grim Fairy Tales Odyssey, which will be the part 3 of that. So speaking of origins, as I said before, I shared with the other characters, but we also have Grim Fairy Tales Legacy and Grim Fairy Tales Age of Camelot, also available on our web store right now, which share more insight into Seela, into Sky, and Odyssey will continue that journey line. And if you guys haven't been with us before, Grim Fairy Tales is our flagship series here at Zenescope, where basically we take the Grim Fairy Tales that you know and love, but we uncover new stories with them. So if you head to Zenescope.com, you press graphic novels, you can see, you know, ongoings for many of our popular characters like Robin Hood, Van Helsing, Belle, Carries, as I mentioned. But on top of that, you can also see graphic novels that are just complete storylines that are much different than, you know, what you're accustomed to. So Man, Goat, and the Bunnyman, The Watcher, I saw Barmaid. We also have kids graphic novels, which a lot of people don't know. Princess Ninjas, Princesses. We do some Ripley's Believe It or Not in the background. So if you want a full storyline, or if somebody is starting with Zenescope and has never read us before, make sure that you go back and you go to the graphic novels and you'll get all of that. So yeah, that was super, super fast NCW. Okay, I do have a lot of stuff to talk about though in our full like recap or things that are going on that you guys should know about. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the VIP event. It's coming up fast. It's in a little over a month. As I mentioned, I will still be there. My flight is fully booked, so I will be attending. I'm excited to see you guys at the Vegas VIP event. And we're actually going to tease some of the covers. We're only going to tease black and white versions of them in the background. So I'm going to show you 2 that are black and white, that are obviously pencil drawn and not colored in. And then I'm going to show you the 4 teas. So this first one is this eBass cover that I'll show you guys, pop up for you. Take a look. I love this cover. I don't want to play favorites, but this might be my favorite. Only because like I feel like when you look at this cover, like this is Vegas, right? Like you instantly know, no matter where you are in the world, you're like, oh, this is Vegas. There's a showgirl. You know, they look fantastic. I can't wait to see the colored in of this because I'm like, what do the colors look like? What are their feathers? Because showgirls don't really have staple covers. When I think of showgirls, I usually think of like pink and yellow. That's not always the case. So I'm excited to see what the colors are in the background. And then the other pencil one I'm going to tease for you guys is this Nii one. See if it popped up. Oh. There we go. Sorry, my computer's being a little slower than normal, which is why I'm a little off. But again, you can tell, like, here we are in Vegas. What happens in Vegas? There are lots of shows in Vegas. So these are the full images that I can tease for you guys. If you haven't bought your tickets yet and you want to come, make sure you do that ASAP. If you haven't booked your flights yet, book your flights ASAP. Flights are about to get expensive. If you haven't gotten your hotel, you'll want to make sure that you'll do that too. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, Friday night, there'll be a fun happy hour. Saturday is going to be a full day. There's going to be lots of giveaways. And we tease this last time, I'm going to pop up this 4-cover tee so you can see all 4 covers teased together in their colored form. But we teased this last time. There's going to be a lot of giveaways, and there's going to be items that you'll never be able to get again, and there'll only be one of them, only because a lot of them were, items that we had created and then decided not to do full orders of, but they're still super, super cool. You're going to love it. There might be a blanket. There might be a pillow. We will not give away Cheshire. I know that's going to be the next question that's asked, but there are your 4 covers right there. That are going to be teased. So from your 4 guests that will be taking place, Nii, Keith Garvey, Ebass, and Sun. So come hang out with us. Plus 4 creators on the Zenescope team will be there. Ralph, Joe, Dave, and David. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm reading the comments. I know flights are crazy. I'm looking right now. Like flights in general are crazy. I know this is about to go on a side tangent, but I was looking at flights for our conventions. I was looking at flights to Denver and to Phoenix. And I'm like, wow, when did flying get so expensive? Remember when it was just easy to fly and you could fly everywhere and it was cheap. But if you guys aren't coming to Vegas, it's going to be so, so worth it. You're going to have a really good time. I know there's going to be more announcements that are made later on. Yeah, Chuck, it is already colored. I don't want to unveil the full color. That's why I showed the teaser, the 4-part teaser. But if you haven't got your tickets, make sure that you get your tickets. It's going to be well worth it. It's going to be a great time. And can't wait to hang out with all of you guys. Okay, so other recap mode. As I mentioned before, spring break will be taking place later today and tomorrow. Join the crew. If you haven't been with us on a VCon, you're missing out because it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of laughs, a lot of digs at each other. We give away, rare collectibles. We have rare collectibles for sale. We do deals on a lot of our merch that haven't done deals on. Some of the stuff you can every so often get signed. We do this wonderful segment called Brusha's Bargains where Joe usually offers stuff from the vault that hasn't been offered in many years. So make sure that you join us for the VCon. On top of that, every Monday, you'll want to join Casey and Noah for Coffee with Casey and Noah, where they talk about industry news as well as updates for Zenescope. On top of that, then our next movie club is taking place March 31st. It's coming up fast. Species. So you'll want to hang out and you'll want to see that, when it comes around in 2 weeks. Our first convention is in 3 weeks. It's less than a month. It's probably 3-ish weeks. And that is Fan Expo Philly. We will be there booth 301. We just have to update this graphic eventually. They just changed our booth number. I won't be in attendance, but our other staff members will. So make sure that you come by, you say hi. If you guys got passports, you're going to want to make sure that you bring them to the show. If you don't have a passport, you can go to Zenescope.com right now and get one, or you can buy one at the show. And that's how you track whether you've attended all of our VCons, whether you've attended our live events at the VIP event, the Vegas one, there'll be a special sticker for it. So you'll put it in your passport. The passports are super, super cool. So it's only $20 and it will get to commemorate all of the, times that you hung out with us, even the times that we didn't get to see each other and you hung out with us, AKA the VCons, where we get to hang out with you virtually, which is so much fun. I know I'm very hyped for Fan Expo Philly. I'm bummed I won't be there. But I know the team is going to be excited to meet everybody in person. I know that we have a couple of exciting subscriptions and stuff that we want to talk about and that are coming up. But I'm just going to run through quickly. We still have a sticker book subscription, and every month stickers are still coming out that are, basically iconic full images of your favorite characters. So you'll want to subscribe now to the sticker book. You have to get a book and then you have to subscribe to the stickers that you will put in the book. And if you collect all of the stickers, then you can get an Ebass Variant collectible. On top of other subscriptions, like I mentioned, we have a graphic novel subscription. We still do Zenescope Black, which is unlimited shipping for $1.99 or $3.99 internationally. Plus, as I said before, if you spend $200 for Zenescope Black and you get free shipping for an entire year, you get $200 back in coupons. It all makes sense. And you get a very special $100 Zenescope Zen Buck, which goes to only a handful of icon covers that will be available. So every time you get a subscription, you get a Zen Buck. Those Zen Bucks go back for rewards, and you get a special $100 one with Zenescope Black. Zenescope back now, Zenescope Black. So yeah, I don't know. I know we always have a lot of updates and a lot of other information to share, but I'm sure that Casey and Noah and Jay will run through it all later today. Well, Robert, that's such a nice comment. I'm reading your comment right here. I'm impressed with your stuff. I love the stories, girl. Thank you, Robert. Well, we're glad that you have found us and that you will continue to read. Yes, move on to Oz. And then if I could make some recommendations, I feel like you're going to want to really dive into Robyn Hood. I'm so into Robyn Hood's storyline. Like, I love everyone's storyline, but Jo does such a great job writing Robyn Hood. Like, I feel very connected to her character, and sometimes I feel like she's going through stuff that I would relate to. And that's, again, how you know a really great writer. But, you know, Dave does a great job with Grimm Fairy Tales, and he does a great job with Belle, too. So, you know, you won't want to miss that. Anyway, okay, this was a shorter than normal version of NCW, but that's because you'll be with the team in literally like 2.5 hours. So I will talk to everybody. Oh, I didn't do the NCW collectible. I was just not going to give it away this week. I just thought about that. So anyway, Casey, can you pop up who our winner is? Yay, Andrew, congratulations. You are our latest winner. The NCW collectible cover, what makes this different is that you get a showcase version of this NCW cover, which is incredible. But the regular NCW collectible cover is still available on our web store. Like we said, it's limited to $199. It is this Van Helsing by Sun Kumanaki. Such a great, great cover. Whatever doesn't sell, we destroy. So the stipulations for next week, that's okay. I think my video and audio are screwed up because I've seen a couple of people comment, and I think maybe my computer's going in overload right now. Yeah, Casey's now commenting in the background. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on with that. I hope it wasn't super horrible. Oh, thank you. I got a comment on my bangs. Wow, you can come hang out on NCW whenever you feel like it. So the stipulations for next week, which will get that one, yay, Andrew, which will get you to enter for next week is that, I'll wait till Casey pops the banner because now I feel like my audio is so behind. Comment your favorite Zenescope graphic novel. You can do it right now. You can do it before next Tuesday. Drop in the comments which graphic novel that other fans should be reading that you really, really enjoyed. I'll tell you that my favorite graphic novel that I've ever read, I really liked Unbound a lot. It might be Unbound. It might be Unbound. I have to think about that a little bit longer, but I really did like Unbound a lot. Oh, but I do like the hardcovers of the Grimm Tales of Terror, so you can buy those. We actually do a convention special on those, which are 4 for $100. And those, you know, feature like 13 Grimm Tales of Terror stories, and I like spooky stuff. So, oh, I did like Unleash a lot. Princess Ninjas. Casey's favorite is Princess Ninjas. I loved that. So yeah, comment which is your favorite. You can comment on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever you guys stream and watch. But anyway, the team will see you in 2.5 hours. So thanks. This has been NCW with Amber. No Comic Wednesday, where you come for the covers, but you stay for the stories. I will see everybody next Wednesday. Bye, everybody.